力影無理に直線年に一度の今日太陽の近くに立ち込んだこの星を出よう彼が目を覚ました時連れ戻せない場所へ性能で大地を蹴ってここではない星へ行こうもう少しで夢よもう少しで夢よ行こうもう少しで夢よ夢に僕ら手を張って来たるべき日のために夜を越え咲きたいだけ満タンであとはどうにかなりさと戦う組んだもう危ないわけないでも止まんないピンチの先回りしたって僕らじゃしょうがない僕らの恋が言う声が言う行けという。
Japan is an island country lying off the coast of Asia. It consists of a great string of islands in the northeast southwest arc that stretch for approximately 1,500 miles, which is 2,400 kilometers, through the western North Pacific Ocean. And next, on 1 October 2023, it showed that the rate of citizens residing abroad had increased year-on-year by 40,950. And marked the fourth straight year of decline by country. 32% of Japanese living overseas were located in the United States and 7.9% were residing in China, with these two countries alone accounting for 40% overall. For the last one, the population of Japan stood at 123 million in January 2024. Data shows that Japan population decreased by 661,000 between early 2023 and the start of 2024. Based on the pie chart, we can see the percent of Japan's population, which is female, is 51.4%, while 48.6% of the population is male.
Now I would like to talk about national income. The graph above shows about the GDP in dollars from 2030 to 2034 for Japan. From 2030 to 2080, the GDP shows that there is a slight upward trend during these years. The growth is relatively steady and gradual. From 2019 to 2020, the GDP shows that it remains relatively stable with a minor increase in 2019, followed by a slight dip in 2020. This dip could be attributed to various economic factors, including the impact of global events like the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2021 to 2022, there is a noticeable increase in GDP, indicating a recovery or significant economic growth during these years. In 2023 to 2024, the GDP continues to rise, though at a slower rate compared to the previous period. The graph shows continued growth, reaching its peak in 2024. For the percentage of GDP growth, we can see that the table reveals varying GDP growth rates from 2030 to 2034. It is because of significant economic fluctuations. Then, there is notable declines in 2018 and a sharp contraction in 2020 due to the pandemic, followed by a steady recovery and consistent positive growth from 2021 to 2024, indicating a period of economic stabilization and gradual improvement.
I will explain about current macroeconomic problems in Japan, which is inflation. So inflation can be defined as general increase in prices of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. When inflation occurs, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services. As you can see on the graph, the inflation rate in 2004 remains constant until 2006 and experienced decreases and increases in the inflation rate between years. And lastly, the inflation rate in Japan increased sharply in 2022 as much as 2.50%. Inflation in Japan was caused by the COVID-19 pandemic that affected disruptions in global supply chains, shift in consumer behavior, and overall uncertainty created a challenging environment that influenced inflation rate. Next, inflation rate in Japan also was caused by government policies that related to taxation, subsidies, regulations, and trade agreements. Last but not least, fluctuations in currency exchange rates that affect the cost of imports and exports, as well as influence inflation rates in Japan.
Unemployment refers to a scenario in which a person actively seeks job but is unable to find it. Unemployment is widely seen as a vital indicator of economic health. The employment rate is the most widely used metric of unemployment. It is derived by dividing the number of unemployment persons by the total of labor force. Based on the graph, the unemployment rate is decreasing from 2010 to 2019. It is happened because women's employment is increasing and the employment rate among the men is remaining high. For the next one is in 2021 and 2022, the employment rate is increasing drastically. This happened due to the general labor shortage resulting from Japan's aging population. However, the biggest issue is the COVID-19 pandemic that hit the entire world. In 2022, the graph is decreasing since the Japan slowly recovered from the pandemic that occurred in entire world.
Next, there are two relations for the policies that done by the government, which is taxes and labor markets. For the first one, taxes. Japan has a reasonably fair tax system that has helped the government to finance expenditures and allow the corporate sector to thrive. And for the labor markets, despite the devastating impacts of other pandemic on the Japanese economy in 2020, its effects on employment were relatively mixed.
In conclusion, Japan remains a major global economic power. Its ability to adapt and innovate will be crucial in maintaining economic stability and growth in the coming years.